Alright, so I was playing around with this the other day, just for the heck of it. And I gotta say, the results on this are bullshatzel. So I just wanted to make this video just to try to show what I'm talking about when I say that. So for starters, in case you don't know what BMI is, it's the body mass index, which is a measure of body fat based on height and weight that applies to adult men and women. Okay? Then you got this over here. So you get like a number at the end, BMI categories. Obesity is BMI of 30 or greater. Overweight is 25 to 29.9. Normal is 18.5 to 24.9. And underweight is under 18.5. So, here's the situation. I am about 6'0", or pretty dang close to it. And I don't know what I weigh. I'm probably like 280. So, this thing says 38, which basically says I'm pretty obese. Now, I know I'm bulky and I gotta lose some weight, but I would not say obese. When you think of the word obese, you think of somebody huge, like Big Daddy V from wrestling, or maybe, William Howard Taft, the president. His name is William Howard, right? No, Taft. Let's just say Taft. The president. Or, who else is famous for being pretty big for their size? Gwyneth Paltrow when she was in her fat costume in Shallow Hal. That's what you think of as obese. I don't look like that at all. Okay, I mostly just have belly. Everything else is pretty tight on me. And they're over here trying to say that I'm considered very obese. So, I thought about this. I was like, all right, let's go down to an even number. Say I lost 80 pounds. All right, so now I'm 200 pounds. Compute BMI, 27.1. That means they tell me I'm mid-range, still overweight. That's so dumb, because when I was going to the gym, I was about 200 pounds at that time. Okay, I was not overweight. I almost had a six-pack. You're gonna tell me that people that almost have six-packs are considered overweight? So then I went even further, and I went down to basically right after high school. I started to fill out and become like a man body. I was 180 pounds during those days. That's when I felt the best about myself. So let's see what they said 180 pounds is. 24.4. Basically, at that weight, they were saying that I was almost overweight. 180 pounds at 6 feet tall, they say is almost overweight. If I had any pictures of myself during those days, I would include one in this video at this point now, just to show what I looked like. There was no way at all you would consider me overweight when I was 180 pounds. That's ridiculous. I was in good shape during those days. I used to ride my bike a lot. I went to the gym, like I said, as well. I was super active during those days. I was not overweight by any measure at all. And this thing is saying, technically, yeah, it's not saying I'm overweight, but it's saying I'm super close to being overweight. No, I was not. No, I was not. So then I was fooling around and thought, okay, let me really mess with this. Let me put 140. 19. 6 feet, 140 pounds, they would consider me normal weight on the low end. Okay, a 6 foot tall guy weighing 140 pounds, that is not normal. You know how sickly I would look? And how, borderline, not dead, but you'd think I was dying, I had something. You'd think I was stage 4 cancer and had days left before I died if I was 140 pounds at my size now. I'd be so real thin, I'd look terrible, and they're telling me that that's considered normal weight. What? Now this weight, the 140, that's actually the number that I was when I was in 9th grade. So that's how I used it. So in 9th grade, I wasn't quite 6 feet or like I was now. I didn't really start growing until whoops, what the heck just happened? I didn't really start growing until metric, that's why. I didn't really start growing until late high school. Actually, I think after I graduated. So let's just say I was 5'6" during those days. And I weighed 140. Compute BMI, 22.6. 22.6 puts me right in the middle of normal weight. Okay, I'd agree with that one, because I was pretty much normal weight. But anyhow, back to my height nowadays. Oh, come on. No, I don't want Spanish. Stop that. I want standard. No, stay zoomed in. Come on. 6, 0. So then I want it to be ridiculous, like I said, and I put 60 pounds. Compute BMI, 8.1. Yes, I get it. That's a low number, and I would be severely underweight if I was only 60 pounds at 6 foot. However, the BMI is so dumb. Like, that should say NA, because it's just not possible. Or it should be like some kind of negative number. Basically, 8.1 is saying that there's still fat on my body, just not very much. If I was 60 pounds, I would literally be a skeleton covered in skin. At my height, probably in order for me to weigh 60 pounds, I would also have to lose some kind of appendage. You know, a full arm or half an arm or something like that. How is this 8.1? Maybe negative 8.1? Like... And then I was fooling around, and I was just thinking, like, I don't know, somebody huge, like, let's say 7'4", 300 pounds, 7'4", 300 pounds. Calculate BMI, 27.2. They would say somebody that was 7'4", 300 pounds would be overweight. Okay, that's a foot and 4 inches taller than me. And only about 20 pounds heavier than me. And you mean to tell me that person would be overweight looking? No, they would not. They would probably look thin. Being 7'4", they'd probably look thin. I wouldn't, not sickly thin, like me at 140. But, you know, they wouldn't look like they're overweight. You would not look at them and be like, oh, that guy's kind of big. He needs to exercise a little and then he'll get in good shape. No, you'd probably think, oh, that guy should eat a little bit more. Why is he so small? And the last one that I looked at that I thought was dumb was my dad. My dad, I don't really know what his height is. I think he's, come on, 5'9", but he always maintains his weight, 165. Now, before we see what this says, my dad is, you know, you wouldn't think anything of him as being big, fat, anything. He's a normal looking guy. If anything, you might think he's skinny. This thing says 24.4. In the context of this, it is saying my dad is almost overweight. If you saw him, you would not think that he was almost overweight. You wouldn't think he's underweight. You'd think he's definitely normal weight. More on like the lean side. There you go, not thin, lean. Normal weight, more on the lean side. And this stupid thing says overweight, almost. Super close. 0.6 away from being overweight. I don't know. I feel like this BMI index thing is just... Actually, the I is index. So the body mass index thing is kind of just... I don't really know what the word is I'm looking for. Like an improper unit of measure? Yeah, maybe that's the words I'm looking for. It's almost like a way for medical professionals to try to put a number on your weight to tell you... Like, you know what I mean? So they don't look at you and say, oh, you're fat. But they can be like, oh, look, this thing says you're obese, though. It's not me saying it. But the metrics are just way off. They're way off. Like, let's do a stupid example. I'm pretty sure Randy Orton is 6'4". 6'4", and he weighs... I'd rather do Rock, but I don't know his size. Pretty sure Randy is 6'4", 250. That says 30.4? So the BMI would consider Randy Orton, I meant. I don't know why I'm saying Johnson. Randy Orton, the wrestler. They would consider him obese. Do you think Randy looks obese at all? No. He's pretty chiseled. He's pretty tight everywhere. Like... That's what I'm saying. Like, this thing is just dumb. I mean, granted, I guess they'd say, well, he's muscular. You wouldn't really use this on somebody muscular. It's only for people with fat. But still, I don't know. I think it's dumb. Like, it's like you want to reference this just to kind of give yourself an idea of where you're at. But then at the same time, it's going to tell you information that's just stupid. You know, it's just going to be like, oh, yeah, that's what you think. Okay, yep, all right. I know, I'm not me, but somebody that's, like, in good shape. It's like, yeah, I know, I'm almost overweight, right? Like, this would make sense. Let's say 5'10" and, like, 490. See, that's a big person. So, yeah, 70.3, okay. But all these examples I gave, it's so stupid. I don't know. They definitely need to revamp it. They need to do something different. Tighten up the parameters, or just come up with a new thing in general, or I don't know. But this one they get, pretty dumb. So that's all I wanted to show. Kind of just make fun of it, pointed out how it's dumb. Just try it for yourself if you haven't ever. You'll see. I don't want to say you'll be disappointed. Don't be disappointed because this thing's stupid, but, you know. Actually, what's all this trash? What the heck? What? Well, this tells you what it thinks your weight should be versus at the top, like the BMI index that you'd have. Limitations of the BMI. What's this say? Waist circumference. What? Is a useful measure. No, it's not. Of overweight and obesity. No, it's not. It is calculated from your height and weight. BMI is an estimate of body fat and a good gauge of your risk for diseases that occur with more body fat. The higher your BMI, the higher your risk for certain diseases such as heart disease, high blood pressure, blah, blah, blah. It may overestimate body fat in athletes and others who have muscular. Yeah, like Orton. It may underestimate body fat in older persons and others who have lost muscle. What? Measuring waist circumference helps screen for possible health risks common with overweight and obesity. With being overweight and obese. Why do they phrase it stupidly? Look, for something that has that many limitations, you know this is no good of a measure. Wait, what? I clicked on the thing under it, but it gave me the same exact assessment of weight and health risks involves using 3 key measures: body mass index, waist circumference, and risk factors for diabetes and conditions associated with. Oh, cool. Controlling your weight? Ooh. Changing the way you approach weight loss can help you be more successful. Selecting a weight loss program, blah, 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 recipes. Wow. Well, anyways, yeah, that's about it. So, thanks for checking this out. Thanks for making fun of the BMI with me. And until the next one, I said, see ya.